gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper radio special, and it is a special because today we are celebrating the birthday of our nation. Happy birthday, America. It was in the year 1776 that men had gathered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It was a time that this country was being oppressed by the mother country. And it was because of the thinking of Thomas Jefferson of Virginia that he wrote the Declaration of Independence, which stated that all men are created equal. Yes, this is the day that we are going to celebrate, and we thank you for being a part of our audience. This portion of our program is being brought to you by Robert Gates, your barber. Robert Gates, your barber. Yes, this is it. This is a day. We would like to say thank you for your support of Miss Black Oklahoma. And in a minute, I will have Miss Black Oklahoma on the telephone. Miss Black Oklahoma is on her way to participate in the parade. This is Clara Luper. This is Independence Day, and today I'm going to give you an opportunity to do something. Yes, the Declaration of Independence stated that all men were created equal, but it did not mean black men. And let's not confuse our history, because the man that wrote it was a slave owner, Thomas Jefferson. If you don't believe it, if you don't believe he was a slave owner, read your history. This is Clara Luper, and we're about to get Miss Black Oklahoma. Hello?
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 Hello.
Yes. Will you give us your name, please?
My name is Kelly Lambert.
Well, Kelly Lambert, congratulations. I understand that you won Miss Black Oklahoma.
Yes, I did.
How did you feel?
Oh, goodness. I was very excited and overwhelmed and grateful to my parents and the others who helped make it possible.
Well, wonderful. And I know you're on your way to Edmond, Oklahoma, where you will participate in the Independence Day Parade. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I was on my way out the door.
Okay, well, go on out the door and represent us with your pretty self.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. This is Clara Luper. You heard from Miss Black Oklahoma. We thank her because she has to be in Edmond at 7:15, where she will be a participant. At 9:15, where she will be a participant in the parade. Now, today's program is going to be quite different because I'm going to ask you, the most intelligent radio and caring audience in the United States. I'm going to ask you to do what I've asked you to do for the past 41 years. 41 years ago, I asked you to help or to send some young people to the NAACP National Convention, and you did it. Oh, those were some happy years, because those were the years where Mr. and Mrs. DJ Diggs lived. And oh, how they loved children, and they put their money where their love was. Those were the days of Mr. F.D. Moon. Yes, those were the days of Dr. E.C. Moon, Reverend J.S. Sykes, and others. Those were the days of Doc Williams that helped us so much. But all of them are sleeping now in yonder's grave. And the torch of helping others must be handed to a new generation. And today I'm going to ask you to help me. When I say help me, I don't mean me. I mean to help our young people go to the National NAACP Convention, which will be held in Atlanta, Georgia. A very expensive convention. Very expensive. But when I look, and I've looked at these young people that have met every Monday night this year, except two, when they have tried to use the little resources they have in selling cans and newspapers and plastic jars, And then when I look at the opportunities that these young people have made possible for all of us, I really feel that you want to be a part of it. I feel that you too want these young people to drink from the fountain of historical knowledge as they go to Atlanta, to participate in workshops where they are talking about the future and what's expected out of our young people during these days. I know you will share the happiness of knowing that you are helping somebody. And I know you realize that if it had not been for the NACP Youth Council, you would not be able to eat in hotels and motels. You would not be able to do the things you're doing. And I especially appeal to those of you that are living across 8th Street because you remember the marches. You remember when we marched out in the Nichols Hills area, out in South Oklahoma City, in order that you could move anywhere you wanted to. These were young people. Oh, I want you to remember today. Because as we celebrate Independence Day, I want you to remember that it's more to it than firecrackers. Because as Barbara Jordan said some time ago, for the first time it has real meaning to those of us that are black. And certainly I want you to invest today in our young people. Maybe you say to me, Clara, it costs too much to take them. Yes, it does cost a lot to take them. And many of you out there would want to call me and say, Miss Luper, I would like to pay the bus fare of one. Or maybe you would say, I would like to register one. The registration fee is $25. Maybe you will say to me today that, Mrs. Luper, I want to see to it that our young people, like the young people in other places, get to go to the Fighting Fund for Freedom dinner and hear speeches by some of our great Americans, and that will cost our young people $30. The bus fare will cost my young people $153 round trip. Or maybe you say, Miss Luper, I would like to help them on their hotel bill. I don't know, but I'm going to leave it to you. I'm going to give you an opportunity today to call. And many of you have come up to Freedom Center and you say, Miss Luper, my name is not on the wall. My picture's not up there. What we did, we went through our books and we saw the people that had helped us through the years. And those are the people. And today you have an opportunity to make a new record. You have an opportunity to help some child, and you say, Miss Luper, what about the children's parents? Many of our children don't have parents like you had to push them on. Many of our children are out there on the lonely street of not having anyone to push them. I don't know. I don't know, but I know one thing. You've got to look into the eyes of these young people. You've got to say to those that will be competing in various categories that I know you have talent. I know you don't have any money, but I want to help you. Our young people will be competing in the sciences, mathematics, and I've never seen, and I can't even understand the project that one young man has in mathematics because it has to do with volume in space that I know nothing about. We're taking young people in music composition and original essays, playwriting and poetry. We're taking them in dramatics and in music instrumental, classical, music instrumental, contemporary. We're taking them in vocal contemporary. And then we're taking them in visual arts, drawing, painting, photography, sculpture, film making, and video. That's all part of the AXO program. And these young people have an opportunity to come in contact with young people in this country that's not talking about gangism, that's not talking about drugs, not talking about breaking in somebody's house, but young people that's studying science, trying to find a cure for cancer, trying to find a cure for sickle cell, studying the sciences, architecture, biology, chemistry, computer science, mathematics, physics, energy, physics, general. Yes, today I'm asking you to be a part of it. My telephone number is 672-1220. 672-1220. And what I want you to do, I want you to call me and say, Miss Luper, I don't have much to give, but I have a penny or a nickel or a dime or a dollar. I have something that I would give to help these young people. And I have sense enough to know if it had not been for Mr. and Mrs. Diggs, Mrs. Ira Holmes, Mr. Willard Moore, and others, our kids would not be where they are today. So as the calls come in, call us at 672-1220. And I would like for Mr. Gates to call me if he's open today because he is back in town. We've got to help our young people. If we don't help them, who will? That's what I want to ask you. Maybe you had never thought about it. Maybe you have all your life, you just helped your own children. But somebody said to me yesterday, said, Clara, why are you up here working and your children are no longer children? They are now job feeling individuals. But you don't look at it like I look at it. All of these are my children. And if I can help one child, then you can say that my living is not in vain. The calls are coming in now. Miss Anna Slaughter is calling, giving $20 to help a young lady who has no mother to help her, no father. Keith Ogan has called in and he's giving $50 in order to help some child. Nancy Davis calling in on her way to the AKA's Boule, giving $50. The question boils down to what will you do? I'm planning to take 25 young people. And if I can take 25 young people and change their lives, and it will change, because those of you that were with me last Saturday night, you know what had happened to those young people. But just think, we can't stop. We can't stand still. We've got to continue. And I appeal to the churches to call me. Call me and tell me that you're going to help our young people. Clara Luper at 672-1220. My telephone should be ringing because you should have the opportunity to help. You say, who should you make your checks out to? Make your checks out to NACP Youth Council and say on your check that you're helping some child to have a better day. Thank you in advance because I know you're going to come through like champions. If it had not been for the Lola Greers, if it had not been for Freddie Stevens and others, I don't know where my children would be today, and they continue to help. This portion of our program is brought to you by Hometown Hometown. Hometown is located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Hometown, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Somebody told me, oh, if Jesus was here, what I would do. But Jesus is here. He's always with us, and maybe he's working on your heart today as you call me at 672-1220. Yes, this part of our program is brought to you by Dr. A.L. Dow, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 235-0536. I have two calls. Continue to call me, please. Clara Luper?
Yes, I am Freddie Mae Stevens,
Yes.
and I will pay $153 for someone on the round trip down there.
Freddie Stevens, you're my sorrow, and you've always helped me. God bless you, Freddie. Thank you so very kindly, and I've got one child. Freddie, why do you continue to help us? You've done it all through the years, and every time I go up to Freedom Center and look at your face, it gives me new strength. Why do you do it?
I like all of the young people is to be something and do something and go wherever they want to go in life.
Well, thank you so very kindly, Freddie. May God continue to bless you, and He has blessed you. For those of you that don't know, Freddie Stevens, one of our educators, she was one that brought black dolls into Oklahoma City. Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye. Yes, we're talking about helping somebody. We are talking about helping somebody. This is Clara Luper. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
Ms. Luper. I will give you a contribution to help the children and you are to be commended for the work you're doing. But I would also like to uh, have you to focus in another direction.
Which direction would you like, ma'am?
Our homeland. We are the only people in this country without a homeland. But there were 9 plus 1 slave states that our foreparents paid for with their blood and their lives. We should claim these states as our homeland
What
and have
states? What states, please?
Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Virginia, and the Carolinas.
Those are our homelands.
Those were our slave states, were the hub of the slave trade. That's why.
Okay, you want me to focus in that? I would like to meet with you and you show me how in the world can I do it. Because
Well,
what could
not
we
you
do?
as an
No,
individual.
I know not me as an individual, but as a part of something. Because I don't know. I don't know and I don't understand. And I would give you plenty of time on radio to do the focusing because you have more knowledge about that than I have. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, that's someone else that's going to help us. I would like for you to know that we are going to do the best we can with what we have. The telephone number is 672-1220. Yes, we are going to take the children. We are going to take the children in science. Who knows that one of these little kids that you see that have nothing but a dream might be the one that will be find a cure for cancer, might be the one that will find a cure for AIDS because they are studying the scientists, the sciences. They are studying computer science. And I would like for Keith Ogan to call me because he came by and he saw the tears in the kids' eyes. And this morning before 7 o'clock, a young man was calling me and saying, Miss Luper, how are we doing? Do you think we can make it? Clara Luper reporting. KTLV in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The telephone number is 672-1220. There's a story in the Bible that I shall always remember. I'll tell you about that in a minute. This is Clara Luper. Hello.
Hello, Miss Luper.
Yes.
I'm the sister of Dr. Ada Lois Fisher, Cypriel Fisher, and I'm also the wife of the late Ella Howard Huggins. I heard your plea and it touched my heart, and I will send you a donation.
Okay, then. Remember, the young people are going to be leaving on Thursday morning, and we would need to get everything on Monday and Tuesday. Okay?
Thank you. I'll get it to you.
Okay, but thank you.
Okay, bye.
When we think about Ada Lois Scipia, we think about the time that Jimmy Stewart and others were walking the streets begging blacks to take out NAACP memberships. We remember when Thurgood Marshall came here and pleaded for that case. And we also remember that in Oklahoma City, some other people have given Ada Lois Scipia more honors than we have. And I encourage all of you to read Ada Lois Scipia's book. Understand the struggle. Unless you understand the struggle, you will become victimized by your own ignorance of your own history. I would like to say thank you to the people in Okmulgee. I had the opportunity to speak to over 200 young people at the United Methodist Church in Okmulgee, Oklahoma on Thursday. And I would like to congratulate Miss Wilson for the fine job that she's doing along with her staff with those young people. When we think of progress, we have to think of Johnson Sardinas, located at 1643 Northeast of 5th Street. The telephone number is 424-4656. You want your child to get that extra head start. Then call Mrs. Gloria Matthews at 424-4656 or 427-5274. That and she has uh, a center at 2611 North Martin Luther King. Who will speak for the young people? Over 200 years ago, Thomas Jefferson spoke for the white folks. He said all men are created equal and are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, but he was not talking about black people. And today we believe We believe in this country and we believe in our people. And thank God we are able to help our own. This is the Clara Luper radio show. And those of you that would like to help, I want you to do what others have done this morning. We would like for you to call us at 672-1220. It's a lonely battle. And maybe those of you that would not give us a penny to help our kids, maybe you will come up on Monday nights and work with the kids. We need additional workers. We need people that will come up and listen to the kids' essays. We need somebody to encourage our kids. And I know that we can count on you if you believe. But if you're waiting for an opportunity, let me tell you, this is your chance. Oh, this is your chance to help a child. And I want you to come up on Monday evening. And I want you to look at these kids, look in their eyes, look at their dreams, look at their aspirations, and say to them that I'm going to help you. I don't think that those of us that continue to help children will never have a lonely day in our lives because these young people will never forget. And I'm expecting Joyce Henderson, Joanne Pollard, and others to call me because I remember so well. I remember so well. Yes, today we're speaking for those that cannot speak for themselves, but we are speaking for a people, and we are a strong people, endowed with certain inalienable rights. But it's still dark out here. We are still the last one hired and the first one fired. And by going to the NACP convention, sitting down with people from all over this nation, our young people will have new strength. You have come to us with your complaints. We've done the best that we can, and we will continue to do that. We will continue to fight until it's no fight in us. And that will be the day that we die. Speaking of fighting, Dr. Dial has always been a fighter. He's fought for justice. And if you need a good optometrist, 934 Northeast 8th Street, call him for an appointment, 235-0536. As we think of the homeland, we must think of Africa. In Africa today, because of Gideon 300, we've been able to bring a bit of Africa to Oklahoma. And therefore, I ask you to go to the Gideon 300 store, located at 6006 South Western. The telephone number is 6320770. Gideon 300 store, where you can get the African clothes that you want, where you can have the opportunity to get pictures from Africa, where you will have the opportunity to get food from Africa, all at 6006 Southwestern in Oklahoma City, 6320770. Miss Carbon has been selected as Miss NACP, which means that she will walk down that aisle representing the state of Oklahoma. And I know you will be proud of her. You will be proud of Christina Carbon, who is Miss NACP. Calvin is smiling. Must be good news today, Calvin. And we're going to do it. We're going to have enough money when we leave here today to send those 25 kids on to Atlanta.
Of course, it's good news. First of all, I want to say good morning to you. Happy Independence Day. And to those of you listening, I want to remind you to call that friend, call that neighbor, and invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show. We are in a very dire strait here on the radio show this morning. We are in a terrible condition here in Oklahoma City, and we need some encouragement to come from somewhere. We need to see our young people doing some progressive things and some right things. Now, things are going on that are encouraging, but then the NACP AXO program, the NACP Youth Council programs, the NACP in itself at the National Convention, this is a time when we can inspire those young people that we've worked with during the past year. These are young people who have dedicated themselves to improving themselves and their community. And I am really, I'm quite excited about the AXO participants that we have going this year. We have some super talent. We have a young man that can play the piano, I believe, like Mozart. We have a young man that is really up in the math and the science competition. We got a fantastic artist that will be going. We have young people that have written the essays, that have written the poems, that will be participating. And the only big thing is that they need just an opportunity to compete. So I'm glad to see this show this morning where we're asking the public once again, not for a dinner, not for a cigarette, not for a drink, but for an opportunity for these young people to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and represent our city, our state, and their schools and their parents, and the good things that they're doing. And it's just so good to be here. Otherwise, I'm glad to be a part of it. I don't know what contribution I'll make, but over the past few weeks,
You
you
had
know,
better make a contribution
well,
because
I
you
didn't
know
bring
if
my
it had
checkbook,
not,
but what I'm going to
if
do,
you know, no, it's no excuse, Calvin.
oh,
And I want $25 from you right now.
$25. Okay, Mom. Whatever
Okay.
you say. How can I say no? Because I know that we owe
Calvin
so
Luper,
much.
$25.
Here we go. 25 cash dollars at that.
That's exactly
Okay.
right.
Here you go.
Okay, well, thank you,
But
Calvin, and I'm looking for all of
okay.
my other children to come through because without the help
Um,
of these people, don't you ever say that you made it by yourself. You didn't make it by yourself. Somebody had confidence in you. Somebody believed in you. Somebody bought you some shoes and something in order that you could do. And this has been a glorious weekend with us, with Miss Black, Oklahoma. And I'll be telling you about that because we'll be doing a special. But I'm going to tell you something else that you didn't know. God is touching people's hearts all over this country, and people are saying, I want to invest in young people. A lot of people want to wait until our young people get in trouble and say, oh, our kids are so bad. Why are they so bad? We are Christians. We know how to sing those songs on Sunday morning. We know how to ask God to give us and forgive us and talk about what we would do if I had been there when Jesus was hanging on the cross. But now Jesus is here. He's here in the hearts and the lives of all of us. And we that have been blessed with something must give something. Well, we got to give back. The telephone number is 672-1220. And this is Independence Day, and we don't have to buy firecrackers. We can't shoot them in Oklahoma City. But what we can do, we can give a penny, a nickel, a dime, or what have you.
well, Mom, what the is anyone at the Freedom Center to accept donations this morning, or?
We are closed at the Freedom Center, but I want to hear from Mr. Robert Gates, and I would like for Mr. Gates to call me because I want to know if he is open today. If he is, you may drop your donations by, or you may call me at 424-3949, or you may call Mrs. Bosie Walker, Mrs. Gloria Matthews, Mrs.
Merlin
Mrs.
Hildred.
Marilyn Hildred, and we're expecting Marilyn to come out here because she's going to detail to us some of the requirements. We are appealing to the churches to help our young people. We ask each church in Oklahoma City to give a donation to help a child. And certainly you ask me, I'm just going to do exactly what my Sarah has done. I'm going to pay the transportation for a child, and that's $153. I'll be happy to do that, and I'm honored to do it because God has blessed me to let me see another Independence Day, and I could have been gone on. The Lord has been good to me, and I want to share my goodness with everybody. I want to be a person that helped somebody. I don't want to be a person that say I wouldn't give those kids a dime. Well, maybe that's why I've given. That's why I am so happy today that we have people in Oklahoma City that care enough about children to say, yes, Clara, for 40 years you've taken young people to conventions, and now that you're going into your 41st year, I'm going to help you this time. It might be pleasing for me to tell everybody that I'm the only one in the United States of America that has taken young people by busloads to conventions for 41 years. This is my 41st year.
This is. And, Mom, you know, there'll be exciting times happening during the convention also because you will be a speaker at some of the convention activities, I do believe,
Yes,
right?
I will speak at the advisors luncheon, which is quite a thing. I will be speaking to the advisors from all over the United States, and I'm honored to do it. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and this portion of our show is being brought to you by All States agent Marilyn Hildred. Tell me about it.
Mom, that's so easy to talk about because Maryland is right on. Those of you out there in the North Highlands District, those of you that are near 713 West Britain Road, you know about Maryland Hildred because you had insurance on your home during those recent tornado that came through there. You needed your
14.
agent. Your agent was right there with you. Before the winds died down and the rain finished raining, Allstate Insurance was there to help you repair your home, to help clear the debris, to help you get ready to make your home just as good as it was, just as better than it was, really. But Marilyn Hildred is the Allstate Insurance agent of agents. She's located at 713 West Britain Road. That phone number, 843-0801. Marilyn Hildred has a fantastic staff. She has
Repeat that telephone number again, Calvin.
isn't it 843
Yes.
0801.
I thought it was 1-1.
843 0811. Marilyn Hildred, Allstate Insurance agent. She's the agent of agents. She has a fantastic staff, as I was saying. There's April, there's Miss Downey, there's Marilyn, there's Alicia, there's the Allstate wonderful support staff that works across the nation. There's, you just name it. Allstate is ready for you. Marilyn is the agent that will help you with your home insurance, your life insurance, your automobile insurance, your boat insurance, your airplane insurance. Marilyn Hildred, the agent of agents. You know, one thing that Marilyn also does is that she will review your life insurance programs for you, and all of this is complimentary. So if you need home insurance or life insurance, give Marilyn a call, 843-0811, and they will give you a free quote on any of your insurance needs. So, Mom, we've talked a little bit about the insurance business, and Marilyn is also an advisor with the NACP Youth Council. But then, even more importantly than that, she's trying to help the young people to go
Well, she
to
had better.
Atlanta, Georgia.
She had better help the young people because people have helped her. And you don't think. Somewhere I read, and I started to tell you about a story of 9 lepers that Jesus helped. And only one came back to say thanks. And today I would like for those of you out there in radio land that's not suffering from the leprosis disease that will call and say, I want to help a child. Maybe you don't have but a nickel. A nickel will help a child. Suppose everyone that's listening to me would say, I'll give $1. Our problem will be over. The telephone number is 672-1220. 672-1220. And it boils down now to what you will do. Yes, we are taking young people that will be competing in mathematics, in physics, in electronics, music composition, original essays, playwriting, poetry, dramatics, music instrumental classical, music instrumental contemporary, music vocal classical. Oh, what an opportunity. Oh, what an opportunity.
Mom, did you notice the expressions on those young people's face Monday when we were at the NACP Youth Council meeting that's held every Monday morning at 7 p.m.
Every Monday.
Monday evening at the Freedom Center at 7 p.m. But did you notice how dedicated they were and how well they know their subject material? You know, part of the AXO competition is not only competing, but you have to know what you're doing, and then you have to be able to explain it. And during the NACP Youth Council meeting, these young people explain their projects, they explain their talent, they perform a little bit of their talent, and they are ready. I think this is going to be our very best year in the type of talent that we're taking to be a part of the NACP AXO competition.
And when they get to Atlanta, they will not be representing just the NACP. They will be representing you. And I call upon white America because white people are always talking about what we can't do. We don't have people that would give us donations like you have, but you ought to do something. You should do something. And if you're white, you should do something. If you're black, you should do something. All people should help our children because if we are able to develop some students that will find a cure for cancer, sickle cell, or what have you, it will affect all of us. This is Clara Luper. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
this is Robert Nicholson.
Yes, Robert.
I'm just sitting here listening to your program, and I do want to support your program. Uh, I have $20 that I could
Oh,
bring
Robert,
to you.
thank you so much.
Where should I bring this to, Miss Luper?
Leave it at Gates Barbershop today. That's 2609 North Martin Luther King.
Okay, I sure
Be
will.
sure and put it in an envelope now and put your name on it because we're going to have these names on our wall
Okay.
inside where people can see. Robert, thank you so much.
Okay, Miss Luper. Have a
Oh,
nice day.
thank God for Robert. And I know many of you out there will also help us. The struggle goes on. We are still the first ones fired, and the first one fired, and the last one hired. And we're going to continue to struggle, to fight, to make the dreams of our forefathers a reality.
Well, nationwide, though, at the NACP convention, it's really exciting and encouraging to see how the major corporations and the businesses in the respective cities have gotten behind the people in the AXO competition and the NACP youth councils, how they have mentors that
We'll go
go
out
out and help these young people in whatever field that they're interested in, not just by talking to them on the phone, not just by shaking their hand, but by inviting them in their offices and to use their equipment. What I have in mind and what I'm thinking is a young lady from New York City that had won the architectural competition 2 years in a row, and we were talking with the advisors and trying to figure out what had happened, and come to find out that one of the architectural firms in New York had invited her in, had assigned her a desk, had assigned her computer time and a computer and a person to work with her, not only on her project for the NACP, but on some of the projects that firm was working on. So that is the type of cooperation that we've got to develop here in our area. And I know Merlin and Mrs. Ford and those Mrs. Ray and all of us have tried to contact the people here in the community that have the talent and the expertise and try to get them to donate just a little bit of their time and their money to help these young people. We have the talent here. The talent is not all in jail. The talent is not all on the street corner. The talent is here, and all we have to do is mold it and work with it and let the kids know that we are willing to work with them, not just their teachers and the ministers, but we in the community are willing to work with them to improve their dreams and their hopes and their aspirations.
You're right, Calvin. Our telephone number is 672-1220. You may call us, and I'm still waiting to hear from Mr. Gates, and I do hope that Mr. Gates will call me. I don't know for sure whether he will be open all day. You may call us at 672-1220 and let us know what you're going to do. And if you aren't going to do nothing, please call me and say, "Dear Clara, I'm not going to do nothing." And then I would say, W.B. Du Bois at the turn of the century told us that out of every 10, there will only be one that would help us. And I'm appealing to that one.
Well,
Yes. Hello?
Miss Luper,
Yes.
you also had a call, Miss Louise Gilbert. She said she will be contributing to the children going to Atlanta.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Louise Gilbert. Thank you, thank you. Boy, we are doing real well. I expected it because people want to help. It's better to help a child go to a convention and dedicate himself or herself to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness than to wait until they get on the streets. And we don't want that to happen to our people. I know we have more to offer our young people than the drug dealers have to offer them because they can offer them free drugs to get them hooked and then stand back as they go to prison or lose their dreams. Come on, let's get busy and let's help our children. It's not how much you're going to do, it's being a part of it. Calvin, I really like to see you smile, and the day is Independence Day.
Today is Independence Day, and I have a good day planned. But right now, and I know for quite a few more hours of today, I'm going to do my best to help these young people get to Atlanta, Georgia. I want to see them up there on that stage with the thousands of other young people from across the country waving that Oklahoma banner, doing that AXO competition, and bringing home a trophy or just bringing home the certificate. And
Right.
that can be done. But, Mom, we have a call on the line, one of the advisors of the Youth Council that has something to say about the particular area that he lives in. Good morning, Berlin Nero. How are you doing this beautiful Saturday morning, this America's 222nd Independence Day?
He-
Hello? Berlin ran.
Berlin?
He's gone.
Okay.
Okay, but what
Berlin
Berlin
better
is?
get back
What
because Berlin
Why
is
an
doing.
introduction like that?
Okay, that.
But we had talked to him. Berlin had said that he wanted people to contact him. He's out in the Midwest City area. If they couldn't make it all the way on to the east side for their donation.
Berlin, call us back, please.
But he had a very good explanation. Sorry it took so long. Hit the wrong button here somewhere. But it is a fact. And it is something that we all are looking forward to, and that is seeing those young people there on the stage with the AXO. You know, as participants in the AXO this year, and the AXO competition will be televised during a different phase of the, I think that, I don't know if it'd be next week, but it'd be a week or two after that, and the Pepsi-Cola company is helping NACP televise this great, great affair. We
Well,
have
one
that
thing,
caller
we have
back.
someone. Hello?
Hello, Miss Luper.
Yes?
This is Miss Luella Benford of Southtown. And I don't have much, but I'd like to give $20.
Oh, much. What you're talking about, Miss Benford? Thank you so very kindly.
Okay, and now where can I get this money to close? See, I'm here. Where can I leave the money?
After Gates Barber Shop, 2609 North Martin Luther King, or get it to us. My
Okay.
telephone number is 424-3949, and I have some of the kids to pick it up.
42 what?
Huh?
Your number is 42 what?
43949.
Okay.
And I'll have somebody to pick it up. You have always supported me. God bless you. I love you. Okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is Clara Luper. Hello?
Morning, Mr. Luper.
Yes.
Berlin.
This is Berlin.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, ma'am. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, and I really appreciate what you've done. You have baked cakes and sold cakes and catfish and everything to help the kids. Why do you do it, Berlin?
I do it just because I love charity. And I've loved the opportunity because something was given to me once before, and I like to give it back to my community. I like to see the smile on the young people's face. And it's just an enjoyment to me just to see the children when they go out and perform. It just makes an enjoyment to me. It makes my time complete. You know, I just love it.
You just love it, and you're helping the young people to go to Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am. I've called a couple of churches already and got some positive feedback on them, and I'm going out this morning and contact a few more.
But you can do it, Berlin. May God bless you. You are going to be one of the chaperones
Yes,
at the convention, right? You went to your first convention, 2 years ago?
Oh, back in 90, yes. Oh, it was wonderful. Yes, up in Michigan, yes. Then I had a dry spell there, of course, but I'm back.
You're back. And
You're back. Was that convention very encouraging to you, Berlin?
It's very encouraging.
did you see the young people that participated not only in the AXO program, the Mr. and Mrs. NACP, listening to the lecturers and seeing the top leaders from all over the United States?
Yes, it was very eye-opening because we were so far behind in the way we were doing ours. And like Brother Calvin was saying, how they were taking their children and putting them in their own business for AXO. And when time they got to competition with our kids, they were so much advanced. But see, I think we're catching up pretty well now. We're doing real good, but it's an eye-opener. It's the real world.
It's the real world. Well,
Real world. It's not done this place. It's the real world when they go out there and they can learn. When they go to AXO, like when we're going down here to Atlanta, Georgia, they will learn a whole bunch, what it can be successful in life.
All right, Berlin Nero, thank you so much. I know last week this time we were with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and you were there, but I think one highlight of that tour was the tour that we had at Tinker Air Force Base. Remember that K9 they showed us at
Okay,
Tinker Air Force Base?
I know
we'll
we're
talk
going to
about
do
that.
a whole program on that. In the
I can't
meantime,
resist
we've
it.
got to get our kids
Okay.
to Atlanta, and we need you to help us at this time. Clara Luper, hello? Hello?
No, it's not another call there, Mom.
Okay, well, I
Okay.
want to make sure
We're
that
trying
we
to
don't
make
ignore
connection here.
anybody, and we have about 15 minutes left.
We have an opportunity here This is 25 young people that will be going on this, the 41st bus trip that the
You to join us in thanking God that we do have young people that are interested. Thank God that parents that have done everything they can for their children, but because of the bills and things, they do not have the money to send them to a convention. I think that's where we will have to come in. And I'm going to do my best. The little time that I have left, I'm going to do my best. And I would like for you to join us in praying for our young people. And don't just pray for them. Let's do something to make them feel that they are loved. And if the drug dealers can give them free drugs that cost money, we can certainly give them money to help them to develop to their fullest potentials. Clara Luper?
Hi, this is Marilyn Hildren, and I want to apologize for not being there, but I want to let you know about the AXO participants.
Tell me.
We have some of the brightest young people that we've ever had to represent the state of Oklahoma. And I briefly want to tell you the young people that will be representing us. David Williams in music, classical, instrumental, Charlotte Watkins in drama and oratory, Amber Snell, original essay,
Yes.
Thais Ray, music composition, Mr. Byron Scott in photography, Lee Jones in drawing, and in poetry we have Taisha Jackson. Hollis Jackson will be representing us in mathematics, first time in the history of the state of Oklahoma.
Could you tell me a bit about that Mathematica project?
It has a lot to do with something I don't know much about, calculus, and this young man is working with Sam Moore and his architect firm and getting this project ready for national composition. And also, Jarvis Emery is representing the state of Oklahoma in dance. We have a young man for the first time that will be representing us in vocal classical, and he will be singing in Italian, Mr. Derek Dancy. And
He'll be
also,
singing in what?
in Italian.
Okay, go on.
And also, Mr. Broomfield, Lee will be representing us in music composition. He's written his own music composition and playwright. I am so excited. But let me tell you something. I heard you talking as I was driving down the highway, and you're right. We are a result of our communities, and I would like to thank the people in Oklahoma City that have taken their time and sweat and tears and money and supported the NAACP Youth Council over the last 40 years. But we do need your support now. These young people are not the young people that have the money to go, and it's not important because education is just like anything else. You cannot look at a person to determine their self-worth of the value. Now, I need your help. I would like to thank the people that stopped me a while ago and gave me a donation to help these young people. But we need your help.
Marilyn, what about the scores of these young people that we've been working with?
Well, let me tell you something. If you're familiar with the ACT test, you know that 30 is the highest score you can score on the ACT test. We have 5 young people that we're taking on to the AXO competition that have scores of 25 or better. One young man with a perfect 30 score. But we need your help.
Okay, and now, Marilyn, we're talking about help. What are you going to do?
Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I am going to give, we've given some from our office yesterday, and I'd like to thank Mr. Donnell Forshee that contributed $100. And I would like to call on you guys. Please, these young people, I would rather help them on the front end than to go get them out of jail on the back end.
Now, you remember how Mr. Diggs and Mr. F.D. Moon and all those other people used to help you and Calvin and Arita and the rest of them? Do you remember that?
Yes, and I'm right here by the radio station, and I would like to really... Someone told me yesterday, they said, Marilyn, don't worry about it because God is the treasure. And you know that these young people need help, and the people in Oklahoma City would not celebrate this 4th of July knowing that these young people need to go and compete against 5,000 young people as black as I am to show them that Oklahoma has the brains and the power to put us on the map. Not only can they win $1,000, $750, and $500, but they have possibilities taking them to NASA. NASA. Can you imagine the young people in physics and science and stuff having an opportunity to go there?
Well, they can do it without people's help, and the people are going to help us. Don't let anybody fool you. We are all in this together.
And don't tell me to leave them at home because they don't have money. If that was the case, all of us would have been left at home because none
sure
of us have the
have.
money.
Now,
we must work together.
You're right about that, Bo.
Okay, well, thank you, Marilyn.
Okay.
I'll
see you shortly, Marilyn. I hope you find...
I'll see you in a minute. Bye.
Okay. That was Marilyn Hildred, and you may call out here 672-1220. And I'm sure Shelley's going to help, and I'm going to look for Shelley. And I would like to say that Shelley's going to send a child because Shelley remembers how Miss Stevens and Miss Lola Greer and others used to send her. And I know she is ready to help someone.
And Shelley's a national board member of the NACP. We're looking
She
for
was an
ex-national board member. But
She
Mom,
is
you know,
now
this
in management.
has been an exciting week, and we're running tight on time here. We want people to go by Robert Gates.
Is Mr. Gates open? I need to
Mr. Gates,
know.
I haven't found that out yet. But we want them to call us at 424-3949 if they want to help, if they're willing to help any of these young people.
I know they want to help.
So, Mom, but you know, this week has been full of excitement because we had that videos of the Miss Black, and that video of the Weekend Singers has become one of the most popular videos that we've ever done. And
no, Calvin, don't say that.
And I want to thank I'm telling you, it's very popular.
Okay, we know you're going to.
Yeah, right.
You all had an appearance. You got mad with Mrs. Walker because she didn't pay you.
Right. Well, she finally ended up paying us a more substantial amount than what we had anticipated, but we were glad that she did pay us because...
Are you available today since this is Independence Day?
Of course I am, Mom, because today is a very special day. But back to the video, I had some people that saw that and they wanted to become a part of the Weekend Singers. And I just talked with them on the phone. Well, tried to talk with them on the phone, but they're a little shy. You know, one thing about not being able to sing, sometimes you be shy in other things too. And they were going to do an audition with me this morning. But since we're running out of time, they didn't have time. I didn't have time to convince them. But I'm telling you that this guy has a fabulous bass voice, and we call him Bass Mac, and he'll go in good with alto Ellis and tenor Berlin, and of all ranges Calvin. But this is a very special birthday celebration song, and it goes out, number one, to a great friend of mine, 50-some-year friend, Curly Sloss Jr., happy birthday. To C.P. Wilson, happy birthday. And most of all, Mama, happy Independence Day to all of us here in America. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, C.P. Happy birthday, Curly Jr. Happy birthday, America, America, and may you have many, many more.
Thank you, Calvin. And I'm sure Mr. C.P. Wilson and Curly Sloss and others are very happy. We've dedicated our whole program today to those of you out in Radio Land. We have said to you that we want to give you an opportunity to help young people. Now, we've been informed that Mr. Gates is not open today, so therefore you can, on Monday or Sunday, you can see some of these young people at church. Thais Ray is our president, and she will be the head of the delegation this year. We are very, very happy. We are very happy that you have responded like you have. Although we will be going off the air in the next 5 minutes, you will continue to help. The telephone number of my home, and I'll be there all day, is 424-3949. You may call Marilyn Hildred at 427-8399. You may call Mrs. Leola Ford at 424-2462. You may call Mrs. Gloria Matthews at 424-4656, 427-5274. You may call Mrs. Bosie Walker. You may call Mr. Burley and Nero. Mrs. Boozy Walker's telephone number, and Mrs. Walker is working so hard. You know, she takes care of the money for the kids. 424-3607. You may call Calvin Whitaker, 843-7179. If you want to help us, great. If you don't want to help us anyway, because somebody is going to help you. Now I know everybody loves me because I asked all of you that hated me to give me $1. I think it was for Christmas, and I didn't get one solid dollar. So I know Oklahoma City loves Clara Luper. Maryland Hildred has
Maryland
tried to
made it
make
through the gate.
Maryland made it. Yes,
She
ma'am.
I am just so excited. I am so excited. I was stopped and given $10 to give to the kids, but I need your help. Don't tell me we can't do it because we love our children, and we have the greatest children in the world.
Yes,
Well, you're
we
right,
do.
Maryland. We do. And a lot of them are in the NACP Youth Council, and we'll be going to Atlanta, Georgia to participate in the NACP convention and the AXO competition. That's why you're excited, I know.
And I would like to ask for 48 friends of mine to give me $100. 48 friends of mine to give me $100 to make sure that these children have the same opportunity that you had, because somebody had to help you. You didn't get where you are by just by yourself.
Somebody has told me that if they were politicians, they would help them, but they aren't politicians. So some of you will give for politicians, but I know that these young people will become our future leaders.
Right. This is a vote for the future. And these young people, these people are tough. These young people are tough.
Darnell Fauché has given $100, and I know
47 more to go.
Your friends will come through. Well,
Yeah,
my
okay.
friends always come through because I would not have been able to take children, and I'm going to call upon the churches. I asked Reverend Drinkwater a while ago, and he said that they would help us, and I'm sure that Reverend Wallace I talked to will help, and I would like for my friends down at Emmanuel Baptist Church and
Reverend
Fairview
Tucker
Baptist.
said that he'd be happy to help.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. We will give you next week this time. Even though we will probably be in Atlanta, we will let you know who has made it possible. We would like to thank you once again. We'll be at the Freedom Center on Monday at 2609 North Martin Luther King. And you can call us today at 424-3949 or 427-8399. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I would like to tell you next week, no, week after next, we will detail the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and I would like for you to know that we will close the century 1999 with the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and the finals will be held at Langston University. Go, go, go. This is
Mom,
Clara
do you have
Luper.
something encouraging you'd like to leave us with for this Independence Day?
Yeah,
This
my
very special
encouragement
day.
is to help someone. All men are created equal. Some of us have parents to help us, but some do not. But we are still equal. And even though we are leaving you, going off the air, you have our hearts. And as we leave Oklahoma City for the 41st time, we will be taking a bit of you with us. This is Clara Luper saying, whatever you do, help a child, because that child might help you out the ditch. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, Oklahoma City